everybody. Are you ready for story time? Well, it's actually storybook time. It's going to take Miss Kim a little bit of time to remember what we're doing here this morning too. So, okay. Are you ready for storybook time? I hope so. Are you ready, Rainbow? Okay. I think he's going to sing for us again today. Are you? Okay. Take it away. If you're ready for a story, gather round. If you're ready for a story, gather round. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, gather round and sit down. That was good, Rainbow. Oh, I like that. But I think we sang it a little differently last week. We'll have to listen to our video and see how we changed it up. I wanted to just have our own little theme song for our summer storybook time. All right, well, if you remember, storybook time, we just do one book. I tell you a little bit of interesting thing about what's going on in the library or something that you can take out from the library. And we sing our closing song and we say goodbye. Let's see, where are they? I wonder if we can adjust this just a little bit more. Okay, I think we're good, hopefully. All right, today our book is called, you see that? Planting a Wild Garden. It is spring, and still spring for a couple more days. Not till the 21st of June is it summer, even though it might feel like summer. I think it's going to feel like summer this weekend, honestly. But this is such a pretty book, and I like to think about things growing and just being outside and all that wonderful stuff that we can do now that it's not winter. So, Planting the Wild Garden. This is our first two-page. Most of these pictures are two-page spreads, so I just love the drawings in this book. The farmer and her boy plant the garden. They drop seeds, tiny, flat, round, and oval, into the earth. From these seeds, pumpkins, peas, carrots, and cabbages will grow. In the wild meadow garden, many seeds are planted too, but not by farmers' hands. This is how the wild garden is planted. Look at the wind blowing all of the seeds. My dad had a garden, but we also had a wild garden behind our house. It was lovely, beautiful field. The wind scattered seeds. It spills them and spins them and sweeps them up, up, up into the sunlight and across the fields. I just love the pictures of all the flowers. Waves of black and gold dip into the meadow. What are those waves of black and gold? The birds, goldfinches. Pick, 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 pick. The flocks of goldfinches bobbles and sways from thistle seed, or some thistle seeds. Let's try that again. Some thistle seeds float to the earth. Others are strewn across the meadow in the droppings. Yep, the birds eat them and then they leave them behind. Closer each page. Lots to see. So beautiful. Under the afternoon sun, the pods of the Scotch broom grow. That's a type of tree. Hot and dry. Snap, snap, snap. Out pop the seeds like popcorn in a pan. They land here, they land there and snap over there where they will have more room to grow. They plant themselves. Isn't that amazing? Have you ever found, we call them touch-me-nots, and they look like a little pea pod. The flower is usually yellow or orange, but once it's done, it grows this, oh, it looks like a little pea pod, and you touch the end, and it just goes, boom, and it spreads its seeds all over the place, just like the broom plant. Another important thing is watering your plants. Plip-plop, 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 plip-plop. The rain patters on the leaves, on the dusty, dusty leaves. Raindrops splash and splatter the dry earth, washing seeds to new places in the meadow. Not only does it give the plants that are there a drink, but it spreads the seeds. When there's a lot of water, we get a river, or a creek, or a creek, if you grew up where I grew up. The stream carries seeds too. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Minnows dine on some. Minnows are little tiny fish. Others lodge along the bank. Next spring, new pussy willow sprouts will poke up through the ground and through the mud. Oh, sometimes animals, not just the birds, spread things. Look at that. Lovely bunny. Let's see, can we see him? Oh, and hidden in the tall weeds, a rabbit nibbles on stalks of yarrow. And that would be, let's see, this yellow flower, that's yarrow. A rabbit nibbles on a stalk of yarrow. Now a nibble of grass. Nibble, 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 nibble. Hop, 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 hop. Another seed falls to the ground. Ooh, this page has lots of animals. Let's do the big spread. Show you a close-up. You recognize any of those? A hungry shadow watches. She slips past the tangle of cockburrs. And if you haven't met a cockbur yet, this is it. All sorts of little jaggedy things, and they stick to everything. Your pant legs, your hair. The worst thing in the world is a whole bunch of them in your long hair. She creeps past the Queen Anne's lace, one of my favorite flowers. Looks like a little lace doily on the top of the green stalk. Seeds catch on her thick coat. They hook onto her white-tipped tail. They do. And they don't have mamas to help them get it out of their hair either. Uh-oh. It's not stopping the fox from being interested in the hair wrap. Jump! Fly off everywhere. What flies off everywhere? Well, the rabbit. All the seeds that they knocked loose. Here are some nighttime animals. Are probably going to help spread the seeds in our nature's garden. In the summer moonlight, 1, 2, 3, 4 masked faces, 4 ringed tails, a family of raccoons feasts on blackberries. Chomp, 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 chomp. When they amble home again, bits of berries and seeds go with them everywhere. Next spring, new prickly canes will pop up everywhere. We know this guy. Who's that? Mr. Squirrel. We know that they like to eat nuts and acorns and things. Let's see what the book says. Thump, thump. An acorn falls. And another. Quick, quick. The squirrel buries both and hunts for more. He won't eat most of the ones that he buries because he won't remember where they are, but they'll grow. Here he is looking for his stash from the summer and the fall. Let's read the one bit that usually they're a 2-page spread. When winter comes, scritch, scritch, scritch. Down through the snow he digs. One fat acorn, then another. Plenty of food to last till spring, if he can find it. And this beautiful tree. Beautiful tree. It looks like my maple tree at my old house. Some nuts are lost, but few are wasted. This great oak tree grew from an acorn buried many years ago that some unfortunate squirrel didn't find. Oh, this has lots of pictures. Let's see if we can do a close-up of each page. All the different ways and things that can spread our seeds. People. We go out there and just spread things around. Stomp, 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 stomp. People help plant the meadow too. Seeds travel on muddy boots. They hitchhike on sweaters in your hair. They snag on your socks. And whoosh, sail in a puff of breath. Who hasn't blown this dandelion? Yep. Oops. Seed by seed, we planted this wild meadow garden. Wind and water, birds and animals, plants and people. All of us together planted the wild garden. Did you like that? I thought it was a wonderful, sweet story about nature and just the way we can plant, or how wild gardens are planted. I miss my field behind my house that I grew up in. It was a wonderful, example of this. All right. Well, that's our story. Now, I always want to share a little what's going on in the library or something that you can come in and take out. So I'm going to tell you today, stop in and pick up one of these flyers. The information is on our website too, but this is the flyer for the whole of Lycoming County about our summer reading program. Yes, even though we're still recovering from COVID, we are going to be doing summer reading. The little ones and the elementary school still be doing virtual. The teen program will be live here in the building, face-to-face. We're very excited about that. But there's information on how to sign up. There's information on, I think it's the second spread in. This is ours up here at the top, about the different live programming options that we are doing for everybody to come to. We're going to do a petting zoo. We're going to have a wild animal safari at the Wayne Township Recreational Park. The petting zoo will be over at Celebration Field where the town meeting carnival usually is. The dates in there, and I'll talk about them again another week, but just so you know, those are coming up in June and July. And you can start registering online for the reading program. We have wonderful prizes for 0 through 100. I can't make 2 zeros. For the adults and teens, we have lots of gift cards that you can try and win. And for the kids, this year, not gift cards, our prizes are back. You can come in and see them. Pretty soon they'll be out on the tables for display. on the very, nope, at the very last page of this. Okay. I just saw it. I'll tell you. Oh, very last page. There's sort of step-by-step instructions on how to register for summer reading. But if you're confused at all or can't figure it out, it's pretty self-explanatory, but sometimes not so much. You can come into the library and we will get you all set up and help you register for summer reading. So we hope that you will join us in summer reading and come to our live programs. If you know any teens out there, I'm anxious to get back and working with them. So I haven't decided. I think we're probably still going to do Tuesday nights as we have for years and years and years, from 6 to 8. Probably be 6 different meeting nights over the summer. So I'll be having more on that too. Right now, though, it is time to say goodbye. I forgot. I am starting another project that even my boss doesn't know about. I'm going to read over the summer this longer book to whoever would like to listen. I'll read 2 pages a day. It's called Paddle to the Sea. And when I was in elementary school, our librarian read it to us every week. She would read a couple of pages. They're sort of like very short chapters with a picture that matches. And so I'm going to do that on a totally separate video broadcast. I'm going to record it right now as soon as I'm done with this. So come and check that out. It's a wonderful story about a little carved, am I covering it? No, it's very hard to see him. A little carved Indian in a canoe who travels all the way from his home out to the sea and his adventures that he has on the way. It's a very lovely story. I hope you'll join me and recommend it to your friends. And they'll be live, and then they'll be on the website or on the YouTube channel where you can catch up and maybe listen to them all at once. All right, it is time to say goodbye. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. We'd love to stay, but we must say goodbye, goodbye. All right, see you next week.